If you were in the crowd that soiled their diapers, cried their eyes out, and sought shelter in their mother's bosom to shield yourself from the madness that was Stasis on the launch of Beyond Light, but in the same breath complain that Strand is underwhelming, well, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you're what the cool kids call a hypocrite. Let me start by giving my usual disclaimer. Stasis was fucking busted on launch. It really was. It was busted in PvP only though. In PvE, it was proper fun. To be honest, the most fun I ever had in Destiny, but PvP, man, Bungie took the battle axe of righteousness, imbued it with the magic of Bungie nerfs, which we all know has like a 90% crit chance to take nerfs way too damn far, started hacking away at Stasis until most of the fun was gone. I was never in the camp of whining about Stasis because I just wanted to have some fun. I knew it was going to get nerfed eventually, but I wanted to enjoy it while it lasted, but some parts of the community just took it to too toxic levels not seen since the Ohio train derailment. Because of PvP, as per usual, PvE also suffered. If you're new here, this might seem like it's going to be a rare occurrence on this channel. It's not. I'm no bullshit over here. I call out what needs to be called out. When the community is at fault, I call out the community. When I believe Bungie is at fault, I call out Bungie. That's the only way to have integrity on this platform. Leave biases aside and call shit how you see it. Today, I'm about to defend Bungie real quick. I'm going to defend them on Strand, but oh boy, my review of the Lightfall campaign is coming, and yeah, I've got some thoughts. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't good. All I'm saying for now is the Vex aren't the only ones to have the ability to transcend time and completely fuck things over, because Bungie went back to D1 narratively, brought that narrative toilet here to D2, and just had projectile diarrhea all over it. All the improvements they've made with storytelling since Forsaken just got tossed out the window like a used condom, but that's tomorrow's video. Despite how I feel about Titan Strand right now, I do feel better that the other two classes are in the same boat effectiveness wise. My main problem with the Berserker always was and always will be the lack of creativity they had for the Titans. No amount of number tuning will change that. It's too late. The core mechanics are done for Strand as far as we can tell. Berserker isn't getting any cooler. It can get better as far as viability and potency is concerned, but it isn't getting an overhaul. That dream is dead. But anyway, enough of that. It's a dead horse at this point. On to other things. I'm a little happy with the fact that all Strand subclasses are suboptimal at this time. They took a completely different approach to Strand than they did with Stasis. To be honest, I'm here for it. Since everyone threw a temper tantrum and wet their diaper because Stasis was overtuned, Bungie did what they did best, took community feedback and possibly took it a little too far. It's probably a lot easier to buff it later than to nerf everything all at once, because in my opinion, Stasis was over nerfed in some aspects and it needs to be fixed. My only issue is that for as long as Destiny has been around, Bungie has always been nerf happy but buff hesitant, so I'm concerned that they may be a little too conservative with the buffs. In the same token, they have always been very liberal with nerfs and very stingy with buffs. We just have to wait and see, but I will give them the benefit of the doubt here and say they most likely expected this reaction to the potency of Strand and are just waiting for feedback. But don't get me wrong, you should still sound off on what needs to change and what you don't like so that Bungie can get an accurate gauge of what needs to be changed and buffed. Just don't go being toxic and attacking Bungie devs, because at the end of the day, they did what everyone asked for after Stasis. This is our bed now, and we have to lay in it. They put most of their effort into making traversal fun and rewarding, and to be honest, they did a great job with that. But as far as actual combat effectiveness, they took a more conservative approach. I could be wrong, and if that's the case, I don't mind taking the L on this one. They could be leaving Strand exactly like this, and in that case, they deserve what's coming to them. Just don't go attacking devs. But either way, I say we wait to see what happens and go from there just this one time. Bungie is Bungie, and if this expansion is any indication, we truly never know what we are going to get from them. It's funny though, they could foresee the damage Stasis did to the community on launch and tried to prevent that, but couldn't foresee how the community would take how bad the campaign was. Classic Bungie. You guys want to place some bets down in the comments? You guys think Bungie is going to buff Strand, or do you think they're going to leave it as is? Sound off in the comments. This should be good. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!